Hello everybody and welcome to a new video. So as promised, here is the video about my thoughts on Beyond Good and Evil by Fredrich Nietzsche. Hope I pronounced that right, but yeah, I think I might have said this was coming out last week, but it's Tuesday as I record this, Tuesday afternoon. I just came home from school and I actually did finish reading this book last week, so that's why I said this one could come out last week. But the thing is, well, all I can say is it's just fascinating how many liars there are out in the society, and like some aren't even acting in like movies, but they deserve Oscars in their acting. Just fascinating. But Beyond Good and Evil. So I did like this one in the start. Towards the end, but I think you can't just see it in black and white, so I got provoked from this book. But then also again, I can't see it just like in black and white. If he lived today, maybe he would have written otherwise than he did, because he practically said that. So I just gotta start with this. Women wishes to be independent, and therefore she begins to enlighten men about woman as she is. This is one of the worst developments of the general uglifying of Europe. So practically he said here that, if I understood it correctly, that the woman wishes to be independent is bad. Like he wants to stay in how society was when the man could. He did call females the weaker sex. And to some parts, I do understand that the female is the weaker sex. But, sorry, I got a notification. That was my sister showing TikTok. But, like, to some points I understand it, because, like, biologically, it is true that a female is weaker. However, if you think about other parts, females mature faster than men, most often. If we look at the brain and how that develops, that leads to the women maybe more intelligent earlier on than a man. So, in intelligence scale, I would say maybe the male. Okay, I'm just not gonna say that, but like, I just like both men and females have the troubles and all that, we have our things. It's like the same thing if someone says, okay, but the man has it worse in life than females. I used to say that, okay, but females has it worse. A man most often does not get harassed or assaulted while just walking outside, even if you're like fully dressed or everything. And they don't have like that often people catcalling, and they have all of that, and they also get higher salary for doing exact same job, at least in Sweden, so most definitely, and all that. And they don't have to give birth, they don't have to endure periods or like anything like that. They just, in the pain scale, they have a very, well, nice life. They don't really endure that much. But then again, I can also understand it might be hard for the man, because the expectations of that are very high, but the thing is, the man set up that society, so it's like, but at the same time I can understand it's more difficult, more pressure on the man, and maybe work things. But I just say could it be? So I'm like, both has it. And I've like connected to this, I don't think it's right to say that females are the weaker sex, and just like in the general meaning. Because I think if you specified it, like females are the weaker sex because they aren't physically as strong. I mean, there are of course females that, if we look at their physical strength, that are stronger than some males. If they like train and a male doesn't train, like it's, you know, it can differ, but like if you look generally, it is most definitely that the male is stronger. I just feel like I was a bit confused with him here in the end. Also with but she does not want the truth. What women care for truth? I mean, I care for the truth. I'd rather have truth than a man lying to me 5 months. Pretending to like me and all shit. But you know, I just feel like, okay, if you look at where I've actually put notes, because that was in the beginning when I liked the book. Okay, so maybe I'll just say what I've written here. We do not see the world as it is. That the world some creates is more of an illusion. Okay, so that's what he talks a little bit about. And you know, that the world we are seeing is maybe not really the world we're in. So, and the thing is, this book is, I wouldn't recommend it that much, because it's more like if you want to become a philosopher, what do you call it? Philosopher. No, because in Swedish we have philosophy is like the whole word, you know, and then we just take away the offy in the end, so it's like philosoph. In Swedish, it's philosoph, and the subject is philosophy, which is philosophy. And you kind of hear the resemblance, but if you want to become, it's called innovator, because I'm reading on the back for like something it could be, but perhaps it's innovator. So, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna move on. It is improbable that you are not mistaken, but why should it be the truth? So just like, you know, he kind of tells you like, even if you are right, you should always like think about more perspective, try to gain like more, not see the world in black and white basically, which I don't think anyone should. Okay, maybe I'm sending a little message more hate because I'm not that happy. Okay. The free will exists. It is a question of strong and weak wills. It is almost always a symptom of what is lacking in himself. So he believes that free will does exist, and well, if you look at the different philosophy people, and also like psychology, because the free will is more, I think, in psychology than it is in philosophy. It's more a topic there. So the free will, I know that Sigmund Freud does not truly believe in the free will, and you know, if you look at everything, and people that are really into psychology and have read so much more, they say the more they read, the less they believe in the free will. Because we all want to believe in the free will, but then it's a bit fascinating with psychology and all this, but yeah. Or this one. For the indigenous man, and he who perpetually tears and lacerates himself with his own teeth, or in place of himself the world, God or society, may indeed, morally speaking, stand higher than the laughing and self-satisfied satyr. But in every other sense, he's the more ordinary, more indifferent and less instructive case. And no one is such a liar as the indigenous man. Humorous. And then I have written down our deepest, like, done a line under this one, and it's our deepest insights must and should appear as follies. And follies means kind of like being foolish, lack of understanding. So, well, it is a fascinating book, and I think he even wrote in this one, he is writing it in a more difficult way for it to be more difficult to understand. And I just love more difficult things. I don't know why. I just love that, because it's like, oh, because you learn new things and you're just like, through Fredrich I got wiser. I learned what follies means, and or some other words as well, and I just find it, I really like that, because that also makes you, and I think he did really wise with doing that, because then you need to reread a sentence trying to understand it, and then you might need to, in our world, Google it, because that makes you like stuck on the book longer and really interpret the book in a different way. So I think he really did wisely with that. But so if anyone wonders, this is more like tips, and if give criticism to other philosophy things like Stoics, you know, Marcus Aurelius. So I feel like it's not really that kind of book, so you just get it that. So it's just very short and that. So thank you so much for watching, and goodbye. I hope you had a good day. And I don't know, my day was okay, if anyone wonders.